morning. Thankful Thursday. How are you? I am awesome and ready to take on today. I will be volunteering for the next few days, so I will not be at WAPN. So if you need me, you can email me and I'll get with you when I come back in and check in through the office and do the different things. But I'm so thankful to have the ability to go volunteer. I know that sounds like kind of weird, but I am thankful to be able to volunteer. I'm thankful for good health. I'm thankful for able to juggle WAPN. I'm thankful for a job that I love. I am thankful for a husband who understands my importance of volunteering. I'm just thankful. And so Thankful Thursday is a great day to kick it off and be thankful. You know, I'd love for you to say 3 things right now that you are thankful for. I just gave you 3 things. So why don't you tell me 3 things that you are thankful for? And then let's just praise the Lord. Let's just praise the Lord. I always think about that, you know. What can you do today to change some stinking thinking? What can you do today to make a difference in somebody's life? First of all, I think just a smile, just be walking and smiling and have people wondering, what is she smiling about? She's pretty happy over there. And then that changes the stinking thinking of everybody around the room. And then walk in with boldness and have just the favor of God all over you. And another thing you can do, this is a challenge I saw on the internet. You know, I'm always looking at videos and stuff, but these little Jesuses, give me a little Jesus, hand one out every single day for the next 30 days. And I thought, how cool is that to hand out a little baby Jesus for the next 30 days? So I have little baby Jesuses at WAPN, and I do hand them out a lot. One of my favorite things that have happened with the little baby Jesuses, I think, is my granddaughter and I were at lunch, and she was giving them out all over the restaurant, putting them in different places around the restaurant. And she was so darn excited to put them out and then believing that somebody would come by and take it. And I just thought that was so special for a teenager to want to do that and then be excited about doing it. And I know I keep 3 of them in my car so that I can always share. If I meet somebody and I want to share one, there's always one to give away. But I thought that was really neat. 30-day challenge to do that. I love challenges. I love different things. I know y'all probably noticed on WAPN's Facebook that every day I say, Lord, I trust you. And then I put something behind it. Well, that was a 90-day challenge that I'm in the middle of. And it was just something that I read about that, Lord, I trust you. And then put down what you trust him with every single day and do that for 90 days. And it will change just what you're thinking about, what you're praying about, what you're doing about, you know. And I am an early bird. I get up very early in the morning. I usually get up first in the middle of the night during the 4th watches, at the beginning of the 4th watch. And that's when I start praying. And I always ask God, okay, what are we praying today? And I'll have a letter, a number, and then I'll add the vowels to it. And I just start praying for those things. And it has changed my life huge by just being obedient and doing that. And then I give a praise out. Like, what am I thankful for before my feet ever hit the ground? I'm praising the Lord for something. And, you know, it's just something that I started doing. And those are little things that you do throughout the day that change your whole atmosphere, change how you look at things, change how you walk into a room, change how when something happens, you know, your trust. I know that for me, the air conditioning going out was a huge thing for me. I know you've heard the story. Physically made me ill because we had just spent all this money a few months ago repairing it and from the raccoon damage and all that. And then it died. And then it died because it got hit by lightning also. So it was like done. And I just didn't know what we were going to do. And I heard God say 7 days, completion, 7 days. And I was like, okay, whatever. You know, do you ever have God speak to you and you kind of just blow it off and say, okay, whatever? Because I didn't know at that moment what God was going to do and how he was going to do it. He had a plan. And I was just overwhelmed with the happening that I wasn't even able to receive the plan. And then I started the plan, you know, and I said, you know, I'm going to raise it. And we started, and literally 7 days it was completed. And the air conditioning is installed, and it's ice cold in here, and we have to finish it. You know, we have to finish the wall and a few different things, but it's up and running and ice cold in here. But God. During it, we had some trials. During it, we had some stuff happen that should have broke me. It literally should have broke me. but literally it encouraged me and strengthened me. God's not going to put you through something that he doesn't know that you aren't going to make it. We go through stuff. We all have a testimony. We all have some stuff that is life-changing. We all have some stuff that takes our breath away. But we also know that it's part of our testimony. And so if you're going through something right now that just seems overwhelming, it just seems like I can't even breathe, I can't make it, you just trust God. So if you need to do, Lord, I trust you, and every day put something behind it, do that. Whatever he tells you to do. I know this morning, like I said, I'm going to be volunteering for the next few days. One of my favorite things to do is be in this community. I love our community. I love that I get to be in our community. I'm just very blessed. And so I was thinking about that. I was looking at my little videos that I like to do in the morning after I came in here kicking it in high gear because I knew I was going to be off, and just was working away in here and praising the Lord and thankful and just excited to see what God's going to do in the next few days. And as I was looking, it said, a Christian woman, do this for the next 7 days. And I thought, well, I'm a Christian woman. Let me see what it is. And this is what they said to claim every day for the next 7 days. And I thought, well, I can do that. So God uses affirmations for me, uses words for me, uses videos, just uses different things because he knows me. I'm a person that moves on easily. I get bored or whatever, or I just, can't keep my mind on what I'm supposed to be doing because I got 50,000 things going on. And so he gives me little things that to spark me. And like when I write today, I wrote, Lord, I trust you over my pastors. I am blessed. I probably know 200 pastors personally, and I am blessed because there's been times in my life when my life has just fell apart, losing my dad, the time my dad had a stroke, and I was on my way to the hospital when my mom, Liz Sarno, thank you, Liz. I love you, Liz. Liz knows how she walked with me with my mom. Very thankful for Bernadette bringing me chicken nuggets, to Carol Henry calling me as I was on the way to the hospital when my dad was coding, Derek Triplett calling me to talk to me about something and keep my mind off something when I was on the way to the hospital when my dad had a stroke. Ron Fussell following when Tim got hurt and he was in the ambulance, and Ron Fussell beat the ambulance to the hospital and was calling me wondering where I was at. And it was so funny because I'm like, I'm behind the ambulance. But that's what I have. Charlie Charles, oh my goodness, he used to come in here with that smile. Oh my goodness. Steve Ingram, who sends me a text almost every day. Wilbur by the Sea. Cheryl and Steve Ingram, they came over when my mom was dying and just spoke to our family. I have some amazing, wonderful people all around me, and I'm thankful for that. And sometimes we get so busy, we've got an agenda or we've got stuff on our plate, that we forget to pause. So today, Lord, I trust you over the pastors of WAPN, each and every one of them. I have a memory with, a testimony with, whatever with. And I'm thankful. Larry Hepler usually comes in here early in the morning and he'll bring some wet ones because he knows how important, diaper bank is to me. That is so sweet, when he does Friday prayer line. And I just love it that he stops by early in the morning. And he's another person. I could sit here and name so many people that are in my life because of WAPN. So, Lord, I trust you over my pastors, that you encourage my pastors today. Come alongside of them and speak life into them. So I was thinking about that earlier, and then, like I said, I was going through some little videos like I like to do every day, and it said, for the Christian woman, this is what we need to say for the next 7 days. And I thought, no, for any Christian, for the entrepreneur, for the mom, for the dad, for the sister, for the brother, for the aunt, for the uncle, you should say these things every day of your life. Everything is working out in my favor. God is supplying me with everything I need. The right people are stepping into my life. Big opportunities always come in my way. My faith is completely unstoppable. I can do all things through Jesus Christ. with Jesus Christ, I always win. And, I thought, wow. And I wrote them down. And I'm a person that likes to write it down. I like to use stickies and I like to write things down. And I thought 7 days, I can say that over me every day. I do have favor over my life. I do have favor in my life. God sends amazing, wonderful people through this radio station all the time. And I'm thankful. Donna, shout out to Donna. Donna always encourages me to be part of the different things in town. And she's a prayer warrior and just an amazing, wonderful woman in my life. And I'm thankful for Donna. I could just go on and on about all the great and mighty people God has sent my way through WAPN. And so today I'm going to pause and be thankful. Thankful for each and every one of you that God has brought into my life. I appreciate you. I thank you. I'm doing life with you. God is so good and so thankful for everything he has us doing right now. It's wow. Wow. So as I'm getting ready to go volunteer, because I love me to do some volunteering, let's do our favor. I love me some favor. When you stay in praise, you won't be able to outrun the good things of God. Every time you turn around, you will feel it's raining his blessings. That is how I have felt these last few weeks. Even though I went through a really hard struggle. We had an incident here at WAPN. The AC got fried. Some other things were just pulling me in every direction. I couldn't outrun the blessings of God. God was figuring it out in the midst of where I couldn't even see it. He was doing it. So allow him to do it in your life. Start filling your cup up with words of encouragement. Start having favor things. Start, doing the Lord, I trust you. Whatever you need to do to speak it into your life and see what God's going to do with it. Well, it is Thursday, Thankful Thursday, August 13th, 2023. Hot day again. My husband is working out in this heat index of over 106. It is just hot and a lot of humidity. Pray for everybody working outside. Have Gatorades, IV liquids, watermelon, whatever you can do. Cantaloupe today, whatever. It's going to be 91 today here in Holly Hill with a low of 76. Madison, 93 with a low of 73. If it's your birthday today, speaking of special people in my life, Valerie, my pal Val from Prayer Line. She's a friend, and I'm very thankful that God brought her into my life. We were supposed to do lunch this week, but it's been a little bit crazy, so I owe her lunch for her birthday, which we will do as soon as I get through August. I tell my friend Tina called the other day, do you want to go do this? And I was like, I can't. August is just crazy. I have had to missed some things because some things I had already agreed to. And so, and there's things that I volunteer at every year that happen to happen the same time as something else. And my word is my word. And so I need to do those things. So I'm stretched a little thin right now, but I'm so thankful that I can participate the ways that I can participate in the things that are going on. So happy birthday, Val. We will get together. Happy birthday, Carrie. That is one of my friends, best friends. So happy birthday, Carrie. I love it when y'all send me birthdays to shout out to. Kim and Tony and Tracy and Josh and everybody else celebrating a birthday. Happy anniversary. Happy whatever you're doing today. It's going to be a great day. Well, today is national. I'm a foodie. Filet mignon. Oh, that made my mouth water this morning. I was like, I love filet mignon, and I love a good filet mignon. So that was just a great way to start a day. Remember, Hope Fest is next weekend, Saturday. Hope Fest 2026, August 22nd, 2026. 4 to 9 p.m., Manatee Island, free admission. Call Crystal if you want more information, 386-333-4418. That's Crystal in Cuba, 386-333-4418. They can give you the lineup. Maybe you want to be a vendor. Maybe you want to volunteer. I know they need a ton of volunteers also. So give Crystal a call, 386-333-4418. Let her know how y'all can volunteer. I'm out of here, off to volunteer myself. Y'all have a wonderful, great day. Pray for me as I pray.